Shivani Shivaji Roy, Crime Branch, Mumbai Senior Inspector.
Hi, welcome on the sets, ma'am. Now, every time we see you on sets, on the screen, we go gaga over you. We're like, oh, can someone do better than this? And then you come with another film of yours and outdo yourself. How do you bring so much of conviction in each and every performance of yours?
Actually, I try and be absolutely true to the character. Because with each film and each character, there's always a different atmosphere and a different setup that the character needs to look real in that setup. So if I'm playing, say, a housewife, then the entire setup is of a house and stuff like that. In this film, I'm playing a cop, so the entire setup around it is the police station and all the different setups like that. So it's important for me that with each character, I become the character most importantly. And when people are watching me on screen, they see the character and not me, as in the person. So I take a lot of care when I'm choosing my character, because I want to have real life references to emulate that. And when I read up on a particular character and I feel that okay, this is my next film and this is my next character, then I try and do a lot of research according to how I can make this character completely different and make the character look the part. Because I personally believe that if a character looks 50% correct in terms of the styling and in terms of the appearance, so half your battle is won in terms of the performance. Because you start looking like the character, so people start believing that you are that character, and then with 50% of your performance, you can actually make 100% different character come alive on screen. So that's my thought process in each character of mine. With Shivani Shivaji Roy, of course, from Mardaani, it was imperative for me to meet real police officers, go to the crime branch offices, because normally crime branch offices are not open to public domain. It is normally the police stations that are open to public domain for us to go and talk about our grievances. But crime branch offices are supposed to be undercover. Crime branch officers are always doing their work undercover. So it was imperative for me to go to crime branch offices, take special permission, meet them, spend time with them. And Shivani Shivaji Roy's character has come alive with all those research that I did for the movie.
Lots of hard work.
Yes.
Now, Mardaani revolves around some really hard-hitting issues. What was your first reaction when the script came to you? Were you a little apprehensive?
No, actually, when I read the script for the first time, I reacted as a woman first and then as an actor, because this film tackles issues which is basically bordering on the line of absolutely disgusting information about things which give us a lot of pain, very frustrating issues like obviously trafficking, and trafficking, being child trafficking, becomes another menace, which is obviously the most gruesome crime according to me, by trafficking children, and that's what we were going to show in this film. And through this film, there was also a story of the brave police officer called Shivani Shivaji Roy, which is very important to tell. So as a person, I thought that the story of Shivani Shivaji Roy is a story that needs to be told to the world. How police officers in their day-to-day lives are battling crime, are facing so many difficult situations and fighting it on a daily basis. So that story was important to come to the foray, and of course by the end of the film it only motivates you and encourages you to bring out the Mardaani in every girl. So I think through this film it's my small little effort to actually tell all my female fans to bring out the power in them, bring out the brave or the strong person that they are, to bring that out, and to actually in a short way bring the Mardaani out in them.
That Shakti which is within all of us.
Yes.
You come across as a very no-nonsense person in real life as well. So will we get to see the real you in Shivani Shivaji Roy?
Absolutely. I think there has been no character of mine which I can kind of take away from the real me, because even if I'm playing a different character, at the end of the day it's me who's playing the character. So I can't differentiate myself too much or alienate my actual self too much from a character. So even after all my research and all my inputs that I give to a particular character, there are some parts of me that automatically get instilled in the character that I'm portraying. So yes, there is a lot of me in Shivani Roy.
Now, in the trailer and the Mardaani anthem, we have seen you doing some high-octane action sequences and beating the goons left, right and center. So have you hit a guy in real life as well?
Yes, of course I have. And I've hit a guy when I was in the 8th standard. So yes, for I believe that I think I had the Mardaani in me from the very beginning. So yes, and I think that's the apt message which I want to tell all the female fans, that it's important to give a reaction when the reaction is most needed, because gone are the days where we could sit and lie back for justice to happen and justice to prevail. But today times have changed. We need to take things in our own hands and we need to empower ourselves.
And another question is that your male counterparts, they've been really successful as cops, but female actresses have not really experimented much with the khaki. But because of them, do you feel that pressure of, giving a super hit? Because
I would not say the pressure of giving a super hit, but I would always say that as an actor, I think every film that you shoulder comes with a level of pressure in its own way. So it's very important for we actors to actually not think about the numbers or think about the pressures of whether the film will be a hit or not a hit. But it's important to give 100% as an actor to your film, work very hard towards making a good film, and then leave the rest to destiny and to the people who watch the film. So I would like to say that as the team Mardaani, I think team Mardaani, whether it's the director, whether it's the director of photography, whether it's the writer Gopi, whether it's anybody who's involved in the making of the film, I think everybody has given their best. They have worked hard to the best of their ability, and now the rest is depending on what the audience thinks.
They'll give you a good reaction. Okay. Now, what was the most difficult part of playing Shivani Shivaji Roy, and what kind of preparation did you go through to get into the skin of the character?
I think I would not say that the most difficult part of playing Shivani Shivaji Roy, because I feel that if I have taken up a role of a police officer, then obviously I know subconsciously that there is going to be a lot of action, because police people are always given a lot of training in the field of martial arts. They have been trained for gun shooting, archery. There are different kinds of things that they're trained in, and that's why they join the police force and then they become officers of different ranks. So it was important for me to understand that yes, I am getting into this character, so for that I need to be physically fit since it's an officer's role. And of course, side by side I was learning Krav Maga, which is a Israeli form of self-defense martial arts, which I had to learn to do the action scenes. So in fact, I thoroughly enjoyed doing the film in terms of playing this character.
The whole process was a learning experience in itself.
Was.
Who's that one person you know in real life who you believe deserves the title of a Mardaani?
I think I see a lot of Mardaanis in my day-to-day life. It can be anybody who I meet in my field of work. It can be anybody at home. So I think every woman who stands up for her identity, any woman who stands up for her self-respect, any woman who does not let anybody violate her space is a Mardaani for me. Any person who can courageously live her own life on her own terms is a Mardaani for me. So whether it's my mother, whether it's the maid who works in my house, whether it's my house help, whether a member of my staff who probably does my hair, whether it's my manager, whether it's the other actors who I meet. So I think I see a Mardaani in everybody. I see so many journalists who are like really fiery. So yes, there's a Mardaani in every one of us. There is a Mardaani in every little girl. And of course, all the police officers today deserve the medal of being a Mardaani, because they are in the true spirit. They are the Mardaanis.
Now your performance in the trailer is being highly appreciated from all quarters of the society. And you've also been gifted a metal plate by the Interpol. And I recently heard that a cop just stopped you and gushed about your performance. So do you think that half the battle is already won because you've been able to convince them?
Yes, in a way, I feel happy that the people who I'm representing in the film, since I'm playing a police officer, it was very imperative and important for me to make them happy. Because when I went for my research, every police officer told me only one thing, that आप लोग फिल्मों में हमें ठीक तरह से डिपिक्ट नहीं करते. So it was a kind of a pressure on the writer, on the makers of the film, and of course me, because I portray the character, that we portray the police officers to the closest to what they are in real life. And through this process, I think when I'm getting a positive response from them, it just makes me feel happy that finally, in a way, in a small way, through the trailers, we've achieved at least a positive note from all of them, since they are liking it and they're giving us a thumbs up. But obviously, our main test will be on the day they watch the film. And when they watch the film in entirety, which is when we will get the actual picture.
We've heard that the film is inspired by real events and that a few cops actually helped you during the making and the scripting of the film. Tell us something more about it.
I think it was very important for us to make a very different cop film, because whichever cop film we've seen of late are of the male protagonist being larger than life. Normally cops say that they are not like them because they are not larger than life, but they are tough. So it was very important that, because people have a very prejudiced way of looking at the gender bias, that when you think of a police officer, you would always think it's a male police officer, not a female police officer. So it was important to break that mold first, and it was important to project and portray the female officers in the true spirit that they are and how they are. So in the movie, I think with the kind of research we've done, we've tried to keep it as real as we can. I've taken the nuances from them, their body language, and of course the cases that they solve, the way they do the interrogation, the way they bust a place where they kind of capture a gangster from a crowded locality, to the way the interrogations are done, to the way the crime branch office looks, you know, like the setting of how a crime branch office looks. So everything has been kind of taken into account, and every little detail has been worked on. And of course the trafficking bit are some things which we've all researched upon, how every 8 minutes there's a girl that disappears in our country, which is an actual fact. So we've taken all those facts and we've tried to weave a story, make it in an entertaining thriller format, and present it to everybody to kind of see what is going on today, and also give a positive message at the end.
Dance sequences or action sequences? What do you enjoy more?
Right now I'm enjoying the action sequences, but I love dancing, so I wouldn't mind doing dancing as well as action.
Okay, films based on real issues or commercial masala entertainers? What's your...
I in fact like both, because in my career I've done both the kinds of films. So I would say, depending on my headspace, like now I've done Mardaani, I don't know what my next would be. If a commercial masala comes my way, I don't think I'll ever say no to it. So I would say I can't choose between the two.
You want to balance both?
Yes.
Who's that one director you've not worked with yet but would want to work in the future?
I think there are 3 directors who I'm very keen to work with. One is Debauchery Banerjee, because I think Debaucher's films are very different from what others make today. His sense of cinema is a bit unique in that sense. I would like to work with Imtiaz Ali because he makes really wonderful love stories. And of course Raju Hirani, because he brings across very sensitive human stories. So yes, it would be a great mix for me if I ever get to work with all these 3 directors.
Quite an interesting choice. So now we have the rapid fire round. So you will have to tell me the first word which comes to your mind when I say the following.
Okay.
Okay. Mardaani.
The cops, the female cops.
Pradeep Sarkar.
Director.
Travel.
Exhilarating.
Fear.
Fear, I would say coward.
Okay. Acting.
Acting, I would say acting, life.
Fitness.
Fitness, important.
Fans.
The world.
Reigns.
Yes, Chopra.
Okay. That was very nice.
Thank you.
And Now your Mardaani anthem, it's been getting very good response. What is that one message which you would want to give to all the women in the country through this film, through your anthem?
I think the whole point of the Mardaani anthem was to actually bring across the feelings that every woman goes through in her life, and it's the voice of every woman come together in the anthem. It basically explains that if you give a woman love, she will give a lot of love back to you. But if you mess with her, she's not going to spare you. So that's the basic spirit of the album. That's the basic spirit and the basic message of the album. And of course, in a nutshell, if I had to say that if I have to give the message to all my fans who will see Mardaani or who are planning to see Mardaani and who have seen the anthem, is that we need to really, it's time for us to bring out the Mardaani in us. And it's time to give a befitting reply to all the people who try to violate our self-respect. And it's very, very important to give them a befitting reply. So gone are the days that we would be coy and shy, and now it's the time to be brave and tough.
Be Mardaani.
Yes, be a Mardaani.
So we've come to the end of this show. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out some time from your busy schedule. We wish you all the best for Mardaani and all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Mardaani releases on August 22, so do catch it at a theatre near you.
चूहों को पकड़ना हो तो चूहा बनना पड़ता है, कुत्तों को पकड़ना हो तो कुत्ता, शेर का शिकार करना हो तो शेर। अपने पप्पा को मेरा नाम ठीक से बोल, शिवानी शिवाजी रॉय। उखाड़ उखाड़ जो उखाड़ने का। चल रहे हैं।